Hello, hi and namaskara. My name is Kirtan and I am a second year medical student studying in a government medical college. Today I will be talking about the topic motility of the small intestine and the defecation. So before the end of this video, I will make sure that you understand the movements of the small intestine, that are segmentation, peristalsis and migration motor complex, and also the defecation process. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel because you will get the more useful information videos like this. So let's start. The movements of the small intestine. First one is the segmentation. It is the most common movement of the small intestine. It is closely spaced contraction of circular muscular layer of the small intestine. It is 18 per minute in the duodenum, 15 per minute in the jejunum and the 12 per minute in ileum. So it decreases when it comes to the ending part of the digestive tract. It helps in effectively mixing the chyme with pancreatic and intestinal secretion. So it helps as a mixer. So you can understand this as, so this is a small intestine. I am drawing the how it looks. So since they are closely spaced, this is the propulsive segment which is in the front, and this is the receiving segment where the actual mixing takes place of the chyme with the pancreatic and intestinal secretions. So here the mixing takes place. So this is the segmentation movement. So now let's talk about the peristalsis movement. So peristalsis takes place in the entire gut. So in this, it is the orthograde direction or it is towards the colon. So actually peristalsis takes place in both direction, towards the mouth also and towards the anal direction also. But it is more prominent towards the colon. So therefore, that condition is called as law of intestine. Law of intestine means that the peristalsis is more prominent toward the orthograde or aboral direction, that is towards the colon. But it has both directions, towards the oral canal also and towards the colon also. It involves a smaller length of intestine. Its main function is to propel the chyme in forward direction. So it propels the chyme. So what is the clinical significance of this peristalsis? Actually, when you administer codeine, so it decreases the time of the peristalsis process. So when the peristalsis process is decreased, the propagation of the chyme will be decreased. So therefore, there will be more reabsorption. And the quantity of the stool will be decreased as there will be more reabsorption. When you administer laxative, the examples of laxative are oils. So when you administer this laxative, it will increase the time of the peristalsis. And So in the administration of codeine, there will be increase in the time of peristalsis. So there will be more reabsorption. In the administration of laxative, there will be decrease in the time of peristalsis. So there will be very fast propagation of the chyme in the forward direction and less reabsorption happens. And so there will be watery stools, such as in diarrhea. So in the administration of codeine, more reabsorption due to increased time of peristalsis. And in the laxative administration, there will be decreased time of peristalsis. So the next movement is the migrating motor complex, or short formly called MMC. These are the bursts of intense electrical and contractile activity which is seen once in 90 minutes or 75 minutes. This sweeps the intestine and empties the remaining contents into the colon. So it acts as a housekeeping movement of the small intestine. It also inhibits the migration of the colonic bacteria from the colon into the intestine. So whenever there is ingestion of food, for the food to remain in the small intestine, it should be swept into the colon first. So it makes the small intestine empty and takes the contents into the colon. So now let's talk about the defecation process, since the movements of the small intestine are finished. So defecation process is nothing but the expellation of the waste materials through the anal canal. It has both reflexive and the voluntary components. The center for defecation is the sacral portion of the spinal cord, that is the S3 sacral portion. It is also influenced by the higher centers through corticospinal pathway. Corticospinal pathway. So what is the stimulus for the defecation process to take place? That is a masked peristaltic movement that pushes the colonic content into the rectum. Even voluntary effort acts as a stimulus because external anal sphincter, one of the sphincters of the anal, is supplied by the somatic nerves. What is the pathway for this reflex one? The receptors are the anal stretch receptors. What are the afferents? The afferents is the, see, you can see in this diagram. So afferent is the pelvic nerve. The afferent is the pelvic nerve which carries the information to the center, that is the sacral portion of the spinal cord. The efferent is the pelvic nerve which supplies the internal anal sphincter plus the somatic nerves. This somatic nerve is the pudendal nerve. You can see it here. This pudendal nerve supplies the external anal sphincter, whereas this pelvic nerve supplies the internal anal sphincter. This external anal sphincter is in voluntary control because it is supplied by the somatic nerve. So the pelvic nerve supplies internal anal sphincter and the somatic nerve or pudendal nerve supplies external anal sphincter. So now let's talk about the mechanism of the defecation process. So first, the man strains, due to which there will be increased abdominal pressure. Increased abdominal pressure. This leads to the decrease in the anorectal angle, relaxation in the puborectalis muscle, and also relaxation of the internal anal sphincter. Internal anal sphincter. So then there will be more increased abdominal and respiratory pressure. This respiratory pressure means that the respiratory muscles helps in the increase in the pressure. So when the pressure is increased above 200 mm, 200 H2O pressure, the defecation takes place. So the defecation takes place when the external anal sphincter is finally relaxed. So this is the mechanism of the defecation process. So that's it for today's video. If you have found this video informative, please like, share and comment, and also don't forget to subscribe. I will provide the link for the notes in the description below. You can join the Telegram group there. So thank you.